It's a little bit of concern. We kind of know what our rotations is somewhat, but we need to blow out those minutes with that. As far as making sure they do, get some lengthy time instead of short, staggered minutes and disjointed minutes, and to try to get a rhythm. So we may do that the last game and see how that goes.
Do they play NBA rules? Like, in other words, can you run all your offense?
Yeah, we can run our offense. They don't have the illegal 3-second, illegal defensive rules, but no, we can run all of our stuff, and they definitely run all their stuff out. They gave Washington a challenge down the stretch, and but because if you don't come out and respect their game, because they're excellent shooters, these guys are coming out to show the NBA and the world that they should be in the NBA, and probably some of them have should be. But we got to take that as a challenge. And again, we're playing with our rules and our program, and we're playing against our system is what we want to make sure we execute tonight.
But can you run your defense against these guys? Because they don't run traditional NBA stuff.
That's the hard thing, Doug, is make sure we execute. They do some things that we normally don't see a lot in the NBA. You may see it in special situations, but not as part of an offensive set or offensive program. So the discipline we got to have is to make sure we come out on every possession and stick with some things that they do, the flare screens, the multiple flare screens that you normally don't see a lot, with the big popping back shooting the three. You rarely see that unless it's an in-game situation.
Can you imagine, this team's playing 2 regular season games. Can you imagine cutting 2 weeks out of your regular season to go to Europe and play 5 times and get drilled every day?
Well, yeah, you can look at it in a lot of ways. I mean, I know in college, teams go out and play against the major programs, and they make some money for their program. And I think Maccabi may be using this as an improvement for their program, and also, getting to tour the NBA, league, and financially it's rewarding for them also to do it. So it'd be very difficult, though, to say, hey, we're going to go travel that far, play that many exhibition games, and then come back and continue our regular season. So I'm sure they have a plan, but it would be very difficult for us as an NBA team to do that.
What do you know about your team yourself?
Still searching for us, our defensive mojo. Offensively, I really feel like we can score on anyone. We have some bona fide scorers, but now we got to take that same aggressive approach to the defensive end and get our mojo back. For a longer period of time, we've shown it for short periods of time, but now we got to do it for a long stretch of time and then clean it up with a rebound.
Is that just standard at this approach?
At this time of the year, it's standard. I think every team I've been with, but we got next week looking at us in the face, and so we better, start tonight to start getting that defensive mojo and kind of looking that way, because Atlanta's in our conference. Orlando, you got a lot of conference games next week coming up that we got to be in rare form, as the season starts.
But you feel, generally you got to feel fairly confident with rotation.
Well, I feel confident just because of the continuity, Michael, from what we, our team, we have our same team. Our guys are familiar with each other. They've proven and shown defensively what they can do. One area we haven't is the rebounding, which we beat up pretty good, but that's an area where we can get better. But that's the confidence you have, is the fact that they have done it, and we've done it for a long period of time last year, and together with the same group. So that gives you confidence.